Team, please place somebody on that, Mark.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission. For the record, Mark Atkinson, Chief of Game. Section 8 of the Central Nevada Elk Plan describes the Coordination and Oversight Team, known as the COT. And item 8 of that section states, upon resignation of a COT member, the remaining members will nominate replacements and forward their nominations to the Board of Wildlife Commissioners for appointment. One member of the COT, Mrs. Midge Carver, recently resigned her post on that committee. The team has thanked Mrs. Carver for her contributions and would like to recommend Lander County Commissioner Mr. Ray Williams of Austin, Nevada as her replacement. Mr. Williams did submit a letter of interest, which was in your packet. More recently, we received a biographical sketch from Mr. Williams, which I will pass out now. Unfortunately, we didn't have it in time to add to the packet that you received. But if you would like this as additional information for your consideration, I will pass it out now.
I have a question. I did get his resume, but he's from Lander County, and has Lander board taken a position on him, because they probably know him better than any of us? Lander.
Well, he's been recommended by the actual coordination team.
But I was with the county advisory board. Have heard of him, and he supported wildlife, and if they know anything about him. Anybody from Lander County here? No one from Lander County here, so.
I believe so. Thank you.
Is he an R or D?
Yes.
Scratch that from the record.
Thank you.
Has everybody had a chance to read his letter?
No. Give me a minute.
We'll give you a minute here to read that. I had a letter, it was on the computer, about his past accomplishments as a county commissioner. I do not know him, and I don't know if any commissioner knows him, just from what I have here.
I have met him on a few occasions at meetings.
Has the department had any correspondence or anything from him? Do you know of this individual? Personally?
No, Mr. Chairman, I do not know him personally, but Steve Kimball, who is the NDOW designee on that committee, has been communicating with him over a period of months, and has expressed to me his support of that application.
Everybody had a chance to read the letter? Anybody have any questions?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Capurro?
he indicates that while he served on the commission, he was active in natural resources issues, RS 2477 access issues. Be interesting to see what side of the coin that he was dealing with relative to those RS 2477 issues, because as everybody knows, there's quite a bit of division with respect to that issue. Doesn't say in the letter.
I don't have any information, and it's on an action item today, and I guess the other candidate has already resigned, Midge Carver, and it's an action item that we probably should I'll turn it over to the public, see if there's any public comment on this, but any public comment on this nomination? If not, I'll bring it back to the commission for what is your desire?
I don't understand the question. Could you explain this a little more about this letter?
This letter we received was a biography of Ray Williams Jr., Commissioner, District 3, Lander County, to be on the Central Nevada Elk Plan. And I asked the public if anyone knew of him.
Yes, I'm Don Alton, Nevada Livestock Association. Lander County has just passed their land use plan. And some of our members from our legal staff have helped them do that. And what it is, it's fulfilling the requirements of FLIPNA. And what it does, it's for coordination. Anybody, any state, or other county or federal agency before they do anything in the county, they have to come in and coordinate with the county, and it places them on the same level as the county. Nobody has authority over anybody. And I think that's what it's about. And and that is going to be happening probably in all of the counties before long. But
Thank you.
Could I ask a question real quick? I wasn't clear. What body is this that's now on a par with the county as far as approving, and what are they approving?
it's okay, FLIPNA, Federal Land Policy Act.
Right.
Okay, part of that is it requires the counties to have their natural resource plan. And they have just completed theirs, redone theirs and what it does, the coordination part of it, it puts everybody, words mean things, and if you look these words up in Black's Law Dictionary, when you coordinate and cooperate, you're all equal. And nobody has authority over anybody. And if, say BLM comes in and says, we want to cut your livestock AUMs by 10%. Rancher says no, county says no, it doesn't happen. Yes.
Mr. Chairman?
Commissioner.
Thank you.
Ray.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, this relevance, we're speaking specifically about Ray Williams. So I'm assuming that you're saying that he was instrumental in having this passed?
Yes.
And you know Mr. Williams, can you go over anything you generally know about him in relationship to what he would be thinking in, say, the wild horse issue, the roadless issue, or the road closure issues that would be important to this commission? Do you know of his actions or his opinions on those subjects?
Yeah, he doesn't want the roads closed. He doesn't like the horses.
There you go.
See, that's more information than we got from anybody. You have a question of?
Yes.
Commissioner McBeth?
What is this position on elk?
I don't think he likes them.
Okay, thank you.
Their opinion is the water on these range allotments is private property. The rancher owns the water. The Supreme Court has said if you own the water, you own the forage around it. You have to own it to put it to beneficial use. But I'm sure he puts in for elk tags. Most ranchers are wildlife support wildlife. But nobody likes their livelihood taken away from them, so the vast majority can have fun. But if he had a compensation tag or something like that, it would really change the attitude on ranchers. But that's...
Thank you. Well, I'm going to bring it back to the commission. What is your...
Just real quickly, from the legal standpoint, well, I appreciate the comments. You have, since Mr. Williams is not here to testify on his own, you take those, they're obviously, I'm not sure how to say this, but we talk about hearsay in the law. Well, hearsay is fine in this venue, but it's not the same as like testimony from the person, I guess. So I'm just saying, don't be prejudiced for any specific thing that's not allowed by the law. Leave it
Mr.
that
Chairman,
vague.
can I add to that? In a court of law, the judges do not normally let in hearsay because those statements tend to be very unreliable.
Disregard all you've been heard.
No. Just give it the way,
Yeah.
it's a valid opinion, which is
Yeah.
fine in this.
And that's why
venue.
I asked for public opinion, anyone in the public has opinion on it, because we want to have any input. Commissioner McBath?
Oh, yeah, I kind of sense that the commission is struggling with this the same way I am. When you read all of the information that we've been given on this individual, it is cast in terms of factual, but you don't really get a sense of what his position is with regard to wildlife and specifically elk. And so the nature of our questions is to try to get some idea, what is this guy about? He hasn't come before this commission to, he's seeking to be approved, but he isn't here. And so now we're left to, try to determine, an issue that, obviously with an elk plan, we would be, generally supportive of the introduction and management of elk in Central Nevada, and if we have a say in who's going to be appointed to this particular committee, it's, I would assume that it's to make sure that we get somebody who has, the wildlife interest. Now, I realize on these committees that, we also have to have livestock interests, as well. And so, anyway, I think that's the reason for it, and I understand hearsay and everything, but all we're struggling with is trying to understand who is this individual, and is he, pro-wildlife, or is he, basically going to side with, because he's got a constituency. Reading through the tea leaves here, he's got a constituency. A lot of it is probably agriculture, livestock related, and as a general rule, there's competition between elk and cattle. At least some competition there, and so that's my concern. Is I just want to know more about this particular individual.
Commissioner McBath, I couldn't have said it better.
Mr. Chairman, if I could just clarify one thing. The members of this oversight team, there are 10 members, and they are appointed by the Wildlife Commission. You have appointed all 10 of them. The remaining 9 are recommending the appointment of Mr. Williams to fill in that additional spot. And there are certain requirements for that position. There are livestock representatives and so on. This is the representative who needs to be a commissioner from one of the 3 counties, Lander is included. So he fills all the criteria for that position, and he is being recommended by the 9 remaining members of the team which you appointed. Thanks very much.
Commissioner Range?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I did do a little bit of research as much as I could, and I do know that he is a hunter. I don't remember exactly which tags he applied for, but I do know he applied for some. And I do remember going to a couple meetings. It's been a couple years, but what I can remember out of those, it was specifically about the horse issue at that point in time, and his issue, what essentially at that point in time, if I remember right, was talking about we need to limit the horse numbers in these areas because they are bad for everybody. That was the one issue at the one meeting, and I do know that he's been a duly elected representative of their county, and I can't see any reason why not to go ahead and appoint this individual. He comes with about as high of recommendation as anybody, and I don't believe, unless things have changed in the last couple of years, that he actually owns any cattle. At least he didn't at a certain point. He might have some land or something, but that was, I don't believe he was a rancher at that point.
Well, what's the pleasure of the commission? Any more discussion, or
I'll make a comment.
Commissioner Cavan?
Well, I think we pretty much are compelled to rely on the other 9 members of this committee. They've been working at this, they've been appointed. I'm not speaking on his behalf, but I just think that we can't know everybody, and we can't know everything about everybody, so I think we have to rely on those other 9 members to bring somebody forward. And he's only 1 out of 9, so it's not, or 1 out of 10, so it's not like he's gonna get in there and bowl the whole thing over. And so I don't have a problem at this point.
It's a pleasure of the commission. Commissioner Rain?
Move to approve Ray Williams, wording right here. I move to appoint, Ray Williams to the coordination, Central Nevada Elk Plan Coordination and Oversight Team.
Second.
We have a motion to appoint Ray H. Williams. I think we should use initial in case there's
Thank
somebody
you.
else.
Mike, correction.
To be appointed to the Central Nevada Elk Plan Coordination Oversight Team, seconded by Commissioner Cavan. Do we have any discussion on the motion? Commissioner Capurro?
My only comment is that it would have been nice if the individual had been here to answer some of the questions. I'm a little uncomfortable with it. I'm going to go along with it, but I don't think the letter tells us, it tells a lot about his political background, tells us nothing with respect to, as far as I'm concerned, with his sportsman background. So I will be voting in the positive on this, but I'm a little nonplussed about it.
Any Commissioner Macbeth?
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. That is my exact concern, and I am going to go with it based on the other 9 members. That is comforting. But it would seem to me that if we had, if we're going to be doing appointments, that the least that can happen is the person come to this meeting and let us ask questions and get comfortable with it. I agree with that 100%.
Commissioner Coburn?
Chairman, then thank you. I'm in total agreement with Commissioner Macbeth and Commissioner Capurro. If this position that he covets is important enough, he should have been here. We'll go along with the recommendation since, that seems to be what's favored by the commission. But I do think that he should have been here in person.
When I saw this on the agenda, I called staff, and I said, I think for the commissioners, we should have a resume, because there was nothing originally on it. And so they put this together. So I think that the message is for the department that when you present a recommendation like this, you should also recommend that they come and personally present themselves. And this commission has great concern appointing somebody without personally showing up here. I think that's a message we should tell the department, because they put it there. And I know that I requested something on there because I don't know him, and I don't have to vote. Okay, we got a motion, second. Everyone understand the motion?
Yeah.
Call for the motion. All for the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. Next item,